So for the home practice, the Vijnana home practice, this is the final asana sequence before we do Savasana to relax. And this is the leg sequence cycle, which is really, really helpful. I've set the buzzer to a minute, but you can actually work for longer periods. You can work up to 2 minutes, even 3, which is a long sequence. It takes about half an hour to do it that way, but it's incredibly beneficial for tight hips, and it really just makes you feel a lot better. It's very simple, so you don't push. You try to relax the weight a lot and just work softly. And if you do this practice regularly, 3 times a week or so, really vast changes will happen in the pelvis and the legs. So I'll show you with a strap, because a lot of people begin with a strap and it's good to see how to use it properly. You can use an op-shop belt, anything you want. Put the feet in the strap and put the strap across the balls of the feet for this first one. So hold as high up as you comfortably can, and then the arms literally hang. That's much more comfortable. So we're just relaxing. The knees can bend, they don't need to be locked. What we care about is that the back has some release. Let's stay for another minute because this is really important, this one. So then we keep the right foot in the strap and we release the left foot. So spread the toes in the way that we practiced earlier. Lower the leg, and it will tend to go too wide if you let it go naturally. So slightly place it close to the midline on the heel. Relax the back of the head and just hang from the strap. We're not even pulling, we're hanging. The position of the other foot should be able to be stood on, so you keep the heel a little bit sharp. Then you put the strap into the same hand as leg. The other arm can relax. And we're twisting this foot open, basically. So twisting the leg from the hip somewhat. It's similar to how we worked in the Virabhadrasana 1 cycle. So instead of the leg going straight out to the side, it's actually going almost 45 degrees. But the toe facing down is a good indication, and the heel going slightly up. You try to keep this side of the body pretty neutral rather than letting it lift. Keep it heavy. And notice this other foot is still a little bit active to structure the pose without being tense. And then we change arms but not legs, going 180 degrees all the way to the floor into a twist. And the other arm reaches out along the floor and we turn and look at the spare arm. The other foot can also use the little toe against the floor to structure the pose. And we roll up and go back to the first pose for a moment or two. So just let the back settle again, nice and square. The strap going across the top of the feet, so you've got something to press against. And we're trying to let the lower back widen and make contact with the floor, so it's very comforting on the lower back. When you breathe in, the back widens in your imagination. And when you breathe out, imagine that lower back becoming heavier and sinking into the floor. So now we're releasing the right leg, keeping the left leg in the strap, and strong toes, taking a straight line all the way to the floor. Place the heel carefully a little bit closer to the centre than it might fall, holding comfortably high up the strap so you can hang. Pressing through the ball of the foot a little bit. So the inner leg is always active. We're orienting ourselves through the inner lines of the body, keeping the outer lines relaxed. Same hand holding the strap as the leg, externally rotating at the hip, so the toe will go slightly down and the other arm goes out to the side. And then we just change hands but not legs, swapping over, rolling into a twist, structuring the other leg using the little toe and looking out at the spare hand. Coming up to the centre again. I put both legs back in the strap just briefly to find the back symmetry again. And then you don't need the strap. You take the toes in the fingers and come into what gets called the happy baby pose, which is well accompanied by our background soundtrack. relax, let the legs go. And we can move straight into Savasana, so the relaxation time. So you can lower the hips and settle them carefully. You'd roll the hands really far out so that when you lower the elbow, it's the outside bone that you can feel weighing into the floor somewhat. Make sure you put something warm on and have a blanket. And so now, once you've found the position for Savasana, you can stop the video and just do your own relaxation for 10 or 15 minutes, and if pressed for 5 is fine. So thanks.